All right. Hi, everybody. We're here with Kate Torgersen from Milk Stork, and I'll let her introduce herself and tell you a little bit about her company.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kate Torgersen. I'm the founder and CEO of Milk Stork. I'm also mom to Finn and Zoe and Jax, and I like to credit them as being my co-founders because I started the first breast milk shipping company for moms who are traveling for work. Breastfeeding is incredibly difficult. You're producing exactly the amount of milk that your babies, in my case, babies, I had twins, need. And so it's really hard to travel away from them. It means that moms usually, if they don't have a solution, they have to pump a bunch of extra milk before they leave to make sure that they have enough inventory to cover their time away. And then while they're away, they have to pump relentlessly to maintain their ability to lactate. And that's a really tricky thing to do during a busy career leading up to the trip, and being a busy mom in general, and then being busy during your trip. And then it ultimately all means lugging a ton of breast milk home. So what we do is we have these nifty coolers that we ship to moms. They're kits. They come pre-labeled and pre-addressed. They have everything that a mom needs to ship her refrigerated breast milk back to her baby while she's away. And that eliminates the need to do kind of all the prep work of extra pumping to create extra milk. And then it helps her manage an inventory of milk that she's generating while she's away and easily get it back to her baby as it overnights home. And the name of the company is Milk Stork. I should say, I don't think I said the name of the company.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Can you tell us a little bit about what your journey has been so far, like when you started the company and where you're at today?
Yeah, so I started Milk Stork because I had to take a business trip. I was breastfeeding my twins. They were about 8 months old at the time. And so I endured the experience of how do I get my breast milk home? And I came back from that trip and literally immediately I called my dad and I said, "Hey, Dad, I have this idea." And his immediate response was, "Where do we start?" So I think in reality, we started the next day, like the day after I got back from the trip. For me, I was working full time and I had 3 kids under the age of 3. So the only free time that I had was when I was hooked up to the pump. So that was where I worked on Milk Stork. It was literally built, Milk Stork was built in 20-minute increments, or I should say 3-hour increments, 20 minutes at a time for a year. And so we launched the business trip when the idea started was in, I want to say May of 2014, and we launched in August of 2015. And it's been an amazing journey. I think, for the first couple of years, with 3 kids under the age of 3, or then under the age of 4 and 5, it meant a lot of late hours at night, working right after they went to bed because I was still working full time. And as the nights got later and later and I got more and more tired, I realized that it was time to actually leave my real job at the time, and go full time over to Milk Stork. And that was probably 2 years ago.
That's great. Well, congratulations. It's definitely a needed service for working moms all over the country, and I think the world too, right?
So we launched an international solution last week.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Yeah. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Your company speaks so much to one of the issues that women have as working, anywhere or being entrepreneurs, but can you talk a little bit about what your experience has been either as a career woman or as an entrepreneur?
I think it's been really, it's been interesting as an entrepreneur. I think being a mom entrepreneur is an interesting experience. And I do think that being a mom prepared me for being an entrepreneur. When you become a mom, you also you have this human being that you're responsible for. You really don't know what you're doing, and you're figuring out stuff as you go, and you're expected to be the expert on everything around this child. And I think entrepreneurship is a lot like that. You have an idea that you bring into the world, and then everyone expects you to be an expert on this idea. But really, both being a mom and being an entrepreneur, I think, is a learning experience. And when you're an entrepreneur, one of the things I love most about it is kind of opposite of having like a career, is that, you know, as a person in a career, you get more and more expert in a certain area. And that becomes, you know, you have expertise. Being an entrepreneur means that you are doing everything and you're doing a lot of things that you're great at, and you're doing a lot of things that you're not good at. And the things that you're not good at are opportunities to learn something outside of your expertise. And then usually the things that you are good at, those are kind of your confidence builders. But for me, I think it's been an amazing adventure, and I continue to appreciate it as a learning experience.
Those are great little tidbits. Thank you for sharing. Do you have any female role models that you look up to? Either, it's Women's History Month, so women who are making history or have made history, so either dead or alive.
Yeah. So my Wonder Woman, I always love to talk about, is Senator Tammy Duckworth. She is, I think she's the first Asian American woman to serve in Congress. She's a double amputee, first double amputee to serve in the Senate. She's a working mom. She's a veteran. We can thank her because she has made it. She passed into law, or introduced into law, the bill that would now require airport terminals to have lactation spaces for women and changing tables for dads. And she's the first person to breastfeed on the Senate floor. So she's my Wonder Woman, because I think she's a working mom that has absolutely never been limited by anything and continues to fight for all of us. So.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't know any of that. That is such an inspiration. She's definitely a good role model, good Wonder Woman. And then my last question is just, do you have any pieces of advice to share with female entrepreneurs or founders?
Yeah, I think that kind of the most important thing that, you know, once you have that idea, flicker happens in your mind of something that you want to make, it's really important to go from the idea to reality as quickly as possible, especially if you're a mom, because you don't have any free time. And if you don't act on the idea quickly, you can really get derailed by dirty diapers and chores and kind of all the other things that can kind of hijack your life. So it's important to make the idea a reality in some way. And I don't mean writing a business plan, because if you just try to sit down and write a business plan in your 20 minutes of free time, that's a real flaw. You really need to focus on things that you're excited about. So if you're excited about what the brand could be or what the brand identity is going to be, then focus on that. If you're excited about the product, you know, spend time thinking through that. Even if all you can do is make a business card or, you know, a template website, I would say get it out there as fast as you can, because once it's there, you're accountable to it, and you can't deny that idea and that passion for the idea. Move it forward. So make a small, but make a step into from idea to reality.
That is awesome advice. Thank you. And then the last thing is, where can people find you?
So you can find Milk Stork at milkstork.com. It's milkstork.com. You can find me on Instagram at milkstorkmama. You will see a lot of pictures of my kids, so brace yourself. And you can find Milk Stork at Milk Stork on Instagram.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Kate. This was an awesome conversation, and I can't wait to share it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.